Hey, boys and girls, I'm glad you're back. Today, we are going to investigate apple. So, right here, I have an apple. Can you tell me what color this apple is? It's green. Yeah, it is green. You know what? I have done something to this apple. I have cut it in half. I didn't cut it long ways. I cut it horizontally down the middle, like sideways, so that you can see something special on the inside. All right, so hopefully you have an apple at home so you get to do this activity with me. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna look at the outside of our apple, okay? And right here it says the outside looks like, and right here it wants you to draw your apple. So I have a green marker to match my green apple, and I'm going to draw a picture of my green apple. So right here, I'm going to color it really fast. All right, I'm sure you can color and draw much better than I can, but I have drawn my apple, okay? Well, now we're going to move right down here, and it wants us to measure it. It wants us to see how tall our apple is. So right here, I have some cubes. If you don't have cubes at home, that's okay. You can measure it with something else. All right, so we're going to measure and see how many cubes tall our apple is. All right, so I think I need more cubes because I think my apple is taller than my cubes. I want them to be the same height. All right, so here's 2 cubes. I think we can get another one. Let's see. There we go. Now they're the same. Okay, so let's count and see how many cubes I have. 1, 2, 3. We have 3 cubes. So my apple is 3 cubes tall. So I'm going to get my marker and I'm going to write the number 3. Okay, and then I can even draw 3 cubes. All right, so there's my 3 cubes. 1, 2, 3. And then I wrote the number 3. Yours might be taller than mine. It might be 4 cubes. Or it might be shorter. Maybe you have a really small apple. It might only be 2. So you get to measure your apple and see how many cubes tall it is. Again, if you don't have cubes, you can measure it with something else. Right now it wants to know what the inside looks like, so you're going to get to see the inside of my apple. All right, I didn't cut it long ways. Remember, I cut it horizontally. I cut it sideways. So you get to see something special. All right. If you look inside the apple, what shape do you see? We see a star. So when you cut an apple sideways or horizontally, you get a star in the middle. How cool is that? Okay, and what shape is our apple in right here? It's a circle. It's not a perfect circle, but it's a pretty good circle. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Right here, I'm going to set my apple down. So right here, it wants to know what the inside of your apple looks like. So I'm going to draw a circle. And then I'm going to try my best to draw this little star in the middle. All right, it's not a perfect star, but I tried. Okay, so here's my star in the middle of my apple. Now, if I notice in this part of my apple, I don't have any seeds. So I'm not going to draw any seeds right there. But right here, it's wanting to know how many seeds do you have in your apple. Okay, so this half, I don't have any. So let's get my other half right here. I see a couple. I have to get something to dig them out. There's one. Oops. Two. I don't know where it went, but I had two. Oh, here it is. Hold on just 1 second. Okay, so here's my second one. And then, let's see. And three. So I don't know if you remember this, but yesterday when we were reading about picking apples, we read about them being ripe. And ripe just means they're ready to pick. So a lot of times a really ripe apple will be really red. Okay, so green apples are green because they're picked before they're ripe. Well, also that causes them to be a little sour. They're not sweet yet. And it also causes them not to have as many seeds as a regular red apple. Okay, so right here in my hand, I don't know if you can see those. All right, I have 3 seeds. Okay, so right here, where it says how many seeds, I'm going to write the number 3. And then it gives you the little spaces right here to draw your seeds. So I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3. All right, and there are my seeds. Okay, so this is what mine ended up looking like. I can't wait to see what yours looks like. So you might have a red or a yellow apple. And you might cut it long ways. You might not cut it sideways. So yours might look differently when you cut it open. And if you don't measure with cubes, you might measure with something else. Then yours might be taller or shorter, or it might be the same height. And then depending on how ripe your apple is, you might have a different amount of seeds in yours. Okay, so everybody's might look different, and I can't wait to see how yours turns out. Okay, so go get you an apple, cut it open, and investigate it and see what you have inside of your apple. Hopefully, you don't have worms inside of your apple. All right. Well, thank you for joining me today, and I can't wait to see you again later.